Hello. Hey guys, so today it's Matt and me at the Nuremberg Christmas market. The famous Nuremberg Christkindlesmarkt.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. So, Matt, first question, because we Nuremberg people, we are really proud of our Christmas market.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of it before you came to Nuremberg?
I think people are aware generally of Christmas markets in Germany, but I'm not so sure people know so much about the Nuremberg market specifically. But certainly, people in the UK have a real desire to go to the German Christmas market, but I think it's more of German Christmas market rather than, let's say, Nuremberg specific.
Was it what you expected? Because there's not much beer here, it's more like mulled wine. Is it mulled wine?
Yeah.
Is it the same?
Yes, mulled wine is what you would call it, in the UK. Yeah, I guess it was what I expected. I mean, there wasn't enough snow because obviously the English view of a German Christmas is of lots of snow and men with white beards. But certainly today it's cold enough, which is why we're all here with gloves on.
Yeah, and I got my winter boots on here. They keep me warm.
It's certainly cold enough today, and yeah, we've got some nice warm Glühwein to keep us.
Here it is, Heidelberg Glühwein.
There we go. But if we compare the scene around us today, it's very civilised. Now, if you compare this to what was going on yesterday in the Christmas market UK style, Black Friday in Tesco's Edmonton in North London, where you had grown ladies fighting each other for a 50-inch Blaupunkt LCD TV, rolling around on the floor in Tesco's because they could get it for £180 rather than £230, and police were called, ambulances were called. It was basically a big public order problem.
When I ask about the Christmas market in Nuremberg, what are the first things that come to your mind?
I mean, I would say, wooden toys. That is the view. Anyone that grew up as I did, remembering Santa Claus the movie, that was a view, really, I think, of the traditional view of lots of wooden toys and little wooden huts and things like that. That is the real sort of quintessential view of a Christmas market, and of course the Glühwein. But it's keeping the traditions going, I think, rather than just filling it with lots of plastic crap. And I think most things here are reasonably well priced.
The UK Christmas markets, so are they like local Christmas markets, or do they kind of want to copy the German Christmas market?
It's a carbon copy of the German Christmas market, except it's a little bit different.
It's more expensive.
It's a little bit. Well, here you have these are very traditional sort of kind of store setup. Whereas what they tend to do in England is they go down to the local B&Q or local kind of DIY store, and they buy a lot of sheds, like actual garden sheds, and then they just kind of take one of the walls off, and then kind of sell stuff out of the front of it. It looks like someone's just come in with a truck, taken the stuff off the back of a truck and sort of opened it, and then off you go. You've got the market going. And I think there are some very good ones in the UK. There are some very bad ones in the UK as well. I mean, if again in the last week, there's been the opening of, I think it's called Santa's Magical Journey or something like this, and it's supposed to be for kids to experience, like a journey to the North Pole. Now, if you've ever been to the UK, you'll know it's kind of not really much like the North Pole in the UK, mainly because the North Pole has snow and the UK does not have snow. And so it turned out Santa's Magical Journey was probably the biggest sort of oxymoron. It was sort of Santa's nightmare journey, through woodland, which appeared to have just been kind of sprayed with a Lynx can or something to get it a little bit white, and lots of elves standing around apparently with tattoos on show and smoking, which I'm not sure that's the view of Christmas that most kids have.
It's modern.
Daddy, why has that elf got a large tattoo and a leather jacket on? It's not really the perfect view, is it? And this isn't the first time this has happened. It shut after 2 days.
Okay.
It opened for 2 days, and then it was a disaster, and so it was shut because people were paying like £22 for a kid to get in here. So what? 25, 30 euros, near enough, to go around this magical journey, and They had a little kind of Santa's train, which apparently crashed into a tree, and it shut after 3 days.
For someone coming to the Nürnberg Christmas market, what are the things that he or she has to do?
Well, first of all,
prepare for. That's the other one.
Be prepared to get very cold. I think for a start, given you can see here, you know, it's not even December yet, and we are bloody freezing.
What do you mean not even December? And I think a freeze in November.
I think this might be a bit of a ruse. Actually, this is why they hold this Christmas market in winter, because this nice warm Glühwein. Of course, it means they sell lots of it because everyone's desperate to try and keep themselves.
You have to drink, otherwise you freeze.
You will freeze. Yes, you will actually freeze. So yeah, I think you know the first thing you need to do is to get into the spirit of it a bit by trying some Glühwein, and also of course the famous Wideangle. So you know you have to purchase the 3 sausages in a
small Nürnberg ones.
Yeah. And then of course you can purchase your Lebkuchen. And then maybe a couple of wooden toys for your kids.
What about the other stuff, like steak in a bun, or
that's true,
the sweet stuff? Lebkuchen, yeah. Did you mention Lebkuchen?
Yeah, I did, yes. Indeed.
But you also got this nougat things. And
yes.
Oh,
yes.
And half a meter of sausage.
Half a meter of sausage. That's very tasty as well.
But walking around today here, it's the second day it's open, I think. And it is really busy, and it's in the afternoon.
Yeah, you kind of have to walk around the periphery of it and then sort of dive in at various points if there's something you like the look of. And I think it's one of those places, you know, don't ever arrange to meet somebody the other side of the market from where you are, because it takes about half an hour to actually get there. It's sort of you know, it's the slowest walking pace known to man. Well, actually, I do know for a fact that in the Christkindlesmarkt you can actually purchase some excellent fish and chips.
Really?
So for an English person, that is definitely a highlight.
But I like the Kinderweihnacht. I mean, I don't know if
it's lovely. That is
really nice for
that is, I think, actually my favourite part of the market.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this is the kind of place you think, actually, this is the kind of place I would have loved as a kid. Not necessarily the massive, busy kind of groups of people, but the Kinderweihnacht, where you have the little children's fairground rides.
Yeah.
So that is exactly what that's like a kid's dream.
And there is something I only know from the movies, but here they have it too, like where you can actually meet Santa and ask or tell him what you want for Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you think like something like Christmas market, German Christmas market, you know, is, say, you would recommend someone to actually come to Germany and visit it just for it? Or
absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I would say it's well worth the hassle of getting here, depending on where you're coming from. Yes, hotels are expensive, flights are expensive into Nuremberg at this time of year, but the atmosphere is really what you come for. And yes, as we've said, you know, maybe if all you want for Christmas is a PS4 or a Sonos streaming sound system, you're not going to find it in the Christmas market. But you know what? That's what actually makes it, I think, special, and that's what kind of differentiates it from, you know, just the normal shops, you know, the normal shopping centres that you might find, and that I think gives it a special feeling, which is why, yes, absolutely. It's if you go anywhere for Christmas, then let it be here.
So yeah, now because my arm's getting heavy, we're gonna close this video, and well, we might see you next year. Because Christmas coming soon. Hopefully, snow's coming soon too. Some snowboarding. So thanks for watching, and bye bye.
Bye bye.